Hello friends, welcome to Pawan Soft channel. In this tutorial we will see the singleton design pattern from scratch step by step. So let's create the first Java project. So to create the Java project you have to click here, create a Java project. Once we will click here, this pop-up will come. So inside this pop-up you have to provide the project name. So I am going to give singleton design pattern, right? Then click on finish and here create module info.java. So I'm not going to create this module, so don't create, click on don't create, and project is ready. So if you expand this project you will see the Java runtime environment system library, right? So if you will expand this folder you will see the all default JRE, right? jar default jar, if you can see jar.jar, right? And then this is the second jar source code. Inside this src you can write the source code, right? So right click on this src and then new to class, right? I'm going to create class. You can create the package and class interface enum, right? So I'm going to create the class. So once you will click on class, so this pop-up will come, new Java class, right? Inside this pop-up you have to provide the class name. So singleton eager. So I'm going to create the eager initialization, singleton class of eager initialization. So that's why I've written singleton eager, and here you have to provide the package, right? You will not provide any package name, so it will be default, right? Default package. So let's give the package name com.Pawan Soft design pattern, right? So let's click on finish. So once we'll click on finish, so this class is created, right? So this is the singleton eager initialization class. So to create the singleton of type eager initialization, you have to create the, in first step you have to write the private static variable, and then in second step private constructor, constructor, right? Constructor. And then in third step you have to write the public static method, right? So let's create the first point. So in first point what I have to create, private static variable, right? So private static of variable of type, class type means singleton type, class type singleton eager type, and give the instance name, right? So I've given instance name is instance only, so you can give any name as you wish. So create the singleton object, right? And in third step you have to create the private constructor, right? Private constructor means outside of this class, right? Outside of this class means if anyone create the second class and means that that another class can't create this singleton eager object, right? That's why we return the private constructor. Means private member, if you know Java modifier, private modifier, so private member of this class we can access inside this class only. We can't access outside this class, right? And if you see here in first line, I've written the private static member, right? Private static member. So first this member we can access this instance, we can access inside this class only, and so that's why this is private. And this is static means if you know means static keyword, static member of any class we will load at the time of the class loading only. So when this singleton eager class will load, so that time this variable will load. Means once this variable will load, that time this it will create the object of this class, right? Means when will create the when this class will load, that time it will create the instance of this class. And in third step we have to create the public static of return type, class type, and you can write this method. Means method name is anything, so I'm going to write get instance, right? So if you see here, I've written the public, right? Public member we can access anywhere, means inside this class also, outside this class also, right? In another package also, right? In another packet we can access the public member. And static means this method you can call this method using the class name also, right? Means static member we can access by using class name and using object also, right? And instance member, if you will not write here static, so this will be instance method. If you will write static here, you will use static keyword, so it will be the static member, right? So static member we can access by using the class name also, right? So to access this static member we no need to create the object, right? So here this is the method and return type of eager in singleton eager, right? Class type. So if you provide the return type, then only this error will resolve, right? So give the return type at return type, right? So what will happen when this class will load, right? That time it will load the static member, all the static member, right? So at the time of the class loading only. So when we will load this member, so that time it will create the instance, right? If you see using new operator, you can create the object of any class. So that time, at that time of the class loading, this singleton class object will create, and when we will call this get instance method, then this instance of this class will return, right? So singleton class is created successfully. So now I am going to create the client object, client class, to access this singleton class member. So let's create the singleton eager client code, right? And give the package client. Inside this client package we are going to create this code, client code, right? In client code, first write the main method and then create the singleton class object. To create the singleton class object, singleton instance 1, and then to create the singleton class, any class object, you have to write the new operator, right? Copy and paste, right? So we can create any class object using new operator, right? But if you see, this is the eager singleton eager, right? And in eager, this is the constructor. This is the, we are calling the constructor of eager singleton class, right? Singleton eager constructor we are calling. Means if you see, change the visibility of the singleton eager, right, to public, because this singleton eager constructor is private. So private member we can't call outside this class. Means outside this class, this is the another class, this is the another class, right? Outside this class we can't use this, we can't call, right? So how we will call? That's why we pretend this method, means this method is public, so this public member we can access outside this class also, right? And this is the statics, means static member we can access by using the class name also, right? So when we will call this get instance method, so this instance will return from here, right? So no need to create the object, so you have to call this method. So to call this method, what I have to do, I have to write the singleton class and class name dot get instance, right? So instance is created. So let's create the three object, three instance. This is instance 2 and this is instance 3, right? So let's print instance 1 this is instance 2 and this is instance 3, right? If we print, if we run this class, you will see the same object, right? See, same object. It will, this is instance will create meeting, right? So this is the fully column, this is the package name. If you see, this is package name and this is the class name, right? This is the class name @ and this is the hexadecimal value, right? It will create the fourth object also. Fourth object, this is the 4 and in fourth object also it will run this class, you will see the same object, right? So if you see, here, right, this is the object, right? This is the object, okay? and this is the singleton class object. Singleton class object, and this is instance. This is instance 1, instance 2, instance 3, instance 4, right? So currently we have 4 instances. So if you see, this is the for instance. It will create more. It will create the more object, means 5th instance also. In all the cases, same object will return. Means this is the singleton class, and this is the pointing this object only. This is pointing this object only, right? So if you will see this, so in all cases it is returning the same object, right? Means we have only one object, and it will create any user, means there is multiple user, right? This is the one user, this is 2 user, instance 1, instance 2. If 1000 user came, and it will call the 1000 time. This is the 5th. In 5th time also it will print it. In 5th time also it will print. You will see the same object, right? If 1000 object will create the 1000 object. In 1000 cases also, 1000, 2000, 1 lakh. How many means in every request it will give you the same object only. So this is the singleton class. Singleton class, right? Singleton of type eager initialization. Eager initialization means at the time of the class loading only this instance will be created, this object will be created, and this object, right? This is object, right? At the time of the class loading only this object will create, and when we will call the get instance method, right? Here you will see client code, we are calling get instance method, right? And this is the static method, that's why we are calling using class name. So using class name you can call the any static member, right? And this method is not thread safe, right? This method is not thread safe because if in multi-thread environment, if multiple thread will come, right? If multiple thread will call this get instance method. So in that case multiple thread can call, right? So this is not thread safe, and at the time of the class loading only this method will be created. So if I'm not calling get instance method, that time also this instance will be ready, right? Because this is static, and the static member will load at the time of the class loading only. So that's why this is the singleton of eager type, and this is not thread safe, right? And in next video we will see singleton class of type lazy initialization. So how to create the lazy initialization we will see in next video. So thanks for watching.